Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Finger Guns with Tony David James. I am your whisper host, Jimmy. And I'm here and joined with
Big Tony B.
Ooh, and
Dramatic Dave.
well, sometimes
Sorry.
Dramatic Dave.
Yeah, that's it. See, that's the stuff. That's what we're here for. I want that. You want to seduce people.
This is the stuff that dreams are made of.
No, that's my nightmare.
Yeah, that's
You're my sleep paralysis demon.
that's nightmare for a son.
You got to be sultry with it, not spooky Victorian child.
I'm sorry, Mr. Jim.
Thank you. How we all doing?
Living the dream.
All right.
Fucking ready to go. Let's
All
go.
right. Tony just wants to get this on the way. He doesn't want the pleasantries.
Yeah, fuck the pleasantries, man. We're back on our bullshit. Let's fucking go. Let's
Right?
do this. Fucking like,
Right?
let's,
How
let's,
much longer are we going to be back on the bullshit for?
We never,
You know
we
what?
never
I
get
am-
off the bullshit, Dave.
I am on this train of bullshit until the end for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
So let's fucking hit it. Let's
all
fucking
right.
let's roadhouse this shit.
All right. Fuck. Let's go then. Let's go.
Like Swayze Roadhouse or
There's only
Gyllenhaal
one.
Roadhouse?
There is only one
There's only
roadhouse, and
We
it's
don't-
Peter Griffin Roadhouse.
Roadhouse. We don't talk about Gyllenhaal Roadhouse ever. Don't you ever bring that up to me again. You of all people?
I won't.
Good.
You mean the Conor McGregor Roadhouse, right?
Yes.
Conor McGregor.
Yes.
I was thinking
yeah.
the Billy Magnuson.
Oh, God.
Roadhouse.
Oh, Lord. All right. Let's kick this off then, eh? Some best, my worst.
Yes.
Who wants to lead it off? Who wants to lead it off?
I could do it if you'd like.
Yeah.
So I watched two movies today, and one was an awful atrocity, and I don't want
Oh.
to talk about it, even in my worst,
Oh.
because it's just not worth talking about. It's
Oh.
called Beverly Hills Cop 3. Fuck
Yeah.
John Landis.
It's
Not
fuck,
Jan Landis.
fuck post 1983 John Landis.
Yeah. All right. Bury him under the earth and
Yeah.
never talk about it again. Got
Exactly. Fuck
All right.
him. There's some solid action beats in this movie. Bad movie. Just
it. Bad. Just bad.
bad.
All right.
Cameo
Fair.
from George Clooney. Or sorry, not George Clooney. George Lucas.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, okay, Clooney in 83, 4, whatever the fuck.
94.
94? Well, I guess I would have tracked. But all right, George Lucas cameo. That's
George
wild.
Lucas cameo.
How was Eddie Murphy swinging on Ferris wheel?
Actually, that scene's not bad. It's one of the best scenes in the movie.
That is the only scene I remember of this movie.
It's one of the best scenes in the movie. One of the best scenes in the movie.
All right. So putting that piece of garbage aside.
So the better one that I watched today
Yeah.
was Beverly Hills Cop Axel F, which
Ooh.
by the time you listen to this is on Netflix.
Dang.
And it deserves your time. And I wish it came to theaters
Really?
because it's a fucking banger.
So fuck Netflix for dropping it straight to streaming.
Well, not that. Just more of maybe they could.
Could have done
This
something.
could have been the lesson where they probably would have gotten a lot of people to come out for this because it's a crowd movie. It's
Right.
fun.
Yeah.
And it would have been fun to see in a theater.
And you're leaning into the nostalgia.
And you're
right?
leaning into
So-
the nostalgia. It's fun. It's not a great film. It
Sure.
doesn't match the heights of the first one. It doesn't match the action of the second one.
Right.
But it's more in line with the first one where it was like action and comedy as opposed to like
okay.
straight action.
Right.
So it's enjoyable. It's fun seeing fucking John Ashton and Judge Reinhold back
Nice.
because in Beverly Hills Cop 3, John Ashton isn't there.
Right.
He's
Yeah.
retired in Phoenix.
Yeah.
And then this one, he's like, I unretired. I'm
From
back.
Phoenix.
I'm back. He's like the chief of police type thing.
Of course he is.
All right.
So it's just like the story is like, God, what's the story? He has to go to LA to talk to his daughter, his estranged daughter, because she is defending a cop killer and there's some bad blood and people are worried about her
Right.
and her safety.
Right.
So he goes to go talk to her and then he kind of gets embroiled in this drug case with Mexican
Cartels.
cartels.
Yeah.
and fucking Kevin Bacon's there being a swarmy little shit.
Huh.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt is actually pretty fun
Nice.
as like a good cop.
Sure. Yeah.
And his daughter is ṕ'P'P'P'P'P'P'P'P'P'P'P'P'P'P'P'P'P'P'P'P'P'P'P'P'P'P'P'P'P'P'P'P'P'P'P'P'P'Zola
No, Zola.
Zola.
Nice.
She's pretty solid too. It's just a fun time, and Bronson Pinchot shows up again,
Cool.
and he does the get the fuck out of here bit again. He does it in Beverly Hills Cop 3 too, but he does it again here, and I was like, oh, I love it. He's like Achmel Foley. It's good.
Oh.
He's fun. He's fun
That's
when
great.
he shows up.
Yeah.
He's fun. It's just a fun time. It hits the
Yeah.
beats you expect it to.
Right.
The action is pretty solid,
Nice.
and it's not CGI to all hell,
Good.
which
Good.
is a hallmark of Netflix originals.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Like, I'm sure there's definitely CGI in it, but it looks a lot more practical.
Nice.
And it looks better for that. But there's some solid scenes. Like, there's an awesome shootout in the middle of the street that
Right.
would have been awesome in a theater.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just some of the stupid shit he says just
of
would have
course.
been more enjoyable in a theater, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Nice.
it's a fun time. It's a fun time. It's definitely worth watching now that it's on Netflix by the time you listen to this.
Nice.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it.
That's amazing. So yeah, all right. Well, I mean, it's been on my radar since I guess it was announced because out of nothing but an obsession with, I need to see what the hell's going to happen this many years later. So
Yeah, but they do. There's needle drops that you expect.
yeah.
Yes. And apparently, Alyssa had never had heard the Axel F theme song before,
Oh.
but she didn't know what it was from. So we're sitting there watching it, and she's like, "Is this what that's from?" I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
She's like, "I've only ever heard somebody like humming along to it." I was like, "Peter Griffin?" She's like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
"No, that's what it's from."
Yeah. That's
Amazing.
funny. That's so funny.
I goddamn love Family Guy so much.
Yeah. That's a good lift.
But yeah, and Eddie Murphy he just slides back in.
Excellent.
This is like
Like he never left the role.
he never left the role. And then especially watching the third one beforehand,
yeah.
it's like night and day.
Dang. All
It's
right.
like night and day.
So still skip the third one.
You really should skip the third one.
All
It's
right.
it's awful.
All right. See, I was kind of waiting on that too because I hadn't made it to
Awful.
the third one yet, and I was like, "Do I watch it?" Thank you, Dave.
It's awful. Yeah. Chuck it in the bin.
All right, fine.
Chuck it in the bin.
fine.
This is a lot better.
good.
This is a lot more enjoyable.
Great. I'm very excited. Then that is now added to my things to do. I don't know. Probably tomorrow.
Immediately. Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as I'm available to watch it, I'm watching it.
Do it.
Totally.
So for my best, I have an 80s classic since we're
Ooh.
talking about 80s.
Classic.
It is the classic, The Naked Gun,
Oh,
Ooh.
nice.
also getting a remake,
Oh, is it?
which I'm very excited for.
Apparently it's not a remake. Apparently it's like a continuation.
Like a requel, probably.
Yeah, more like a requel because I think
Yeah, 'cause
Liam
he's,
Neeson is Frank Drebin Jr. or something.
Yes,
Oh,
and it follows the
interesting.
junior. Yeah,
Yeah. That's fun.
so I'm really excited for that.
yeah.
But Naked Gun.
Have you seen it before?
Yeah, I've definitely seen it. It's been a long time, but I really enjoyed it this time.
Sure.
This movie fucking slaps.
Yeah.
It slaps hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so incredibly dumb.
Well, I mean, yeah. But it's one of those that was at the same time that, like, you know, there's a joke every 30 seconds. If you hated one of them, you'll like the next one.
Yeah,
Or maybe the one after. Like, yeah.
And I just finished watching Police Squad,
Nice.
and I showed some of the episodes to Melissa. And Melissa's like, "This is really funny," and I was like,
Yeah.
"Wait, what? You think this is funny?" I
Yeah.
was like, "Well, if you like this, then like fucking."
Let's watch Naked
Yeah.
I
Gun.
lined
Yeah.
up Naked Gun,
Naked
and she
Gun.
loved it. So I was really excited about that. Leslie Nielsen, like
Absolutely.
the master of comedy,
Yeah.
like Chef's Kiss. Like this does not work.
Yeah. His deadpan is incredible.
Like his delivery,
Yeah.
his mannerisms, like his commitment to the bit,
Yeah.
like unmatched. But yeah, I'm not going to talk your ear off about the Naked Gun if you
It's
haven't seen it.
incredible.
If you haven't seen
Yeah.
it by now, like fuck, what the fuck are you doing with your
Yeah.
life?
Yeah. haven't
Fix
seen it
that.
in
Fix that
ages.
immediately. We're gonna go through the trilogy. I'm very, very excited.
Nice. I
I
don't know that it gets better. I think I've seen the second one. I never watched 33 and a third.
think they're just kind of stationary.
Yeah.
Like they're all pretty much the same.
I've seen the
Yeah.
third one. I don't remember much about it. And I
Yeah.
only watched the beginning of the second one. I didn't see the rest of it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure I'll let you guys know about this.
I was OJ.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I totally forgot.
Yeah.
Totally forgot. When he popped up, I was like, hey, it's OJ.
Oh shit.
He gets the fuck beaten out of him in that movie.
He does.
Yeah.
He does.
He deserved that in real life.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? He deserved worse than that.
Yeah, he did. He
Yeah, but
did.
at least you get to watch it happen.
It's
So
He
that's
when he
nice.
like slams into the wall, I was
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Tracks.
Tracks.
You need more than that, but that'll do for now.
But that'll do.
for now.
That'll do. But yeah,
we used to laugh at this, but now we're just like, you should have. I wish this happened in real life to you.
You should have went through the wall.
You should have actually went
straight
through
the
this.
wall.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. But yeah, very, very good.
Good.
And it like matches Police Squad. Like Police Squad, like the show is like so good.
Yeah.
It's silly. It's silly, and I can understand
it's the
why
same, yeah.
it didn't get what it deserved back then. But like
Sure.
it works a lot better as a movie.
Yeah, I want to revisit it. I mean, my usual go-to of that time period is always Airplane. I will watch Airplane
Yeah, definitely.
endlessly. That movie never stops making me laugh. This many years on, I know every single joke in it. It doesn't matter. It still works. It's still so funny.
I read that apparently, the two guys and the older woman who were talking jive to each other, apparently like they just like came up with something like that the day of, to just like throw words at each other.
Yeah, that scene is great. The scene is like, get a hold of yourself, and it's the line of people coming in behind. I still like to say I like my coffee like I like my men black. It's great. It's excellent. It's just delivered by like a 6-year-old child. It is perfect in every way. Everything to do with the autopilot and its manual inflation process is so good.
Wrong day to stop sniffing glue.
The amount of sweat pouring off of him.
All right, so we're just watching Airplane.
Yeah,
after
we'll
this.
fucking queue up Airplane after this.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Slaps every fucking time.
Yeah.
I've heard that line so many goddamn times.
I showed it to Alyssa, and she was half into it.
Yeah.
She's like, "This was." I'm like, "This is hilarious."
Yeah.
Alyssa. Like, if you're not laughing, like, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, everything that my favorite part about that movie to this day, and I think the first thing I ever found funny, and it's right at the beginning of the movie, is just the changing, the back and forth with "there's absolutely no parking in the white zone." No, that's the red zone. And it just like the more you listen to that, it gets more and more unhinged the further the movie goes along, and it's so good.
Yeah,
it's so good.
I want to watch Airplane.
Yeah,
Airplane's next.
That's tonight.
That's tonight.
Good call. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now I'm gonna also watch Naked Gun. So you're doing the Lord's work.
Absolutely.
My best and my worst are thematically similar.
Ooh.
I will give a quick shout out to my yearly rewatch of all of the Lord of the Rings and the extended versions again.
Yeah.
This time was
Glad you
nice
have time.
doing it. This time was nice doing it at home and being able to talk and make fun of the things that you can make fun of in that movie, even though all three of them are absolute perfection and there's no notes to ever give, but there's some notes.
The 77
notes.
endings.
77 endings, especially when it goes
Some notes.
fade to black, fade to white,
There's some
fade
notes.
to white.
There is some
Fade to
notes.
black.
I definitely have some notes about the two towers.
There's most certainly
No
some
notes about the two towers, sir. You get out of here. Anyway, what I'm actually going to talk about for my best is Lord of War.
Ooh.
Interesting.
I haven't seen the movie since high school. I think I was shown it in like a history class when we were talking about
That's
like
interesting.
world conflicts or something. I think
That's a college bro movie, isn't it?
could have been a college
It
one.
might be.
Definitely a college bro movie.
Yeah, I remember it in high school, but I did take like really specific history courses in like grade 11 or 12, so it could have been in there. I don't remember now, but I do remember it in school. That movie is pretty darn good. It is a wild time watching. First of all, it's all Nick Cage, and I mean, what more do you need? It's everything you could ever want. Also, Jared Leto, for whatever reason, doing a shitload of coke.
As Jared Leto
Jared Leto on a Thursday.
Jared Leto, yeah. Including that scene where he like draws out the map of like the Ukraine and is like gonna snort the entire Ukraine, and I was like, "You're fucked, buddy."
Sounds like my kind of movie.
Yeah, Ethan Hawke being
I remember Ethan Hawke
being the cop on the other side of it, and then like the whole fucked upness of the arms dealing trade and how protected it is. He's like, he gets off at the end because he deals with America's enemies or America's friends who deal with enemies. So he's protected. It's
I remember the first scene, the opening. It's
when he's standing in the.
They're making a bullet, right?
That's the credits.
Yeah,
that's
the opening credits, right?
Yep.
And they're making the bullet, and then
you follow it.
You follow it, and I thought that
brilliant.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
and I haven't seen the movie in a long time, but I don't remember the rest of the movie living up to that opening credits.
I think its biggest downfall is the amount of narration it leans on. And we'll put a pin in that, and I'll come back to that later on. But the amount of narration it leans on is unfortunate. It's a little cringy. I think as like the way that Nick Cage is playing Yuri, I think is pretty great. And like, you know, following his sort of life, how he gets into the business, how he becomes wildly successful in the business, and then how it slowly starts falling apart. I think it's sort of any kind of like rags to riches story that you've kind of seen. I don't know, Blow, Scarface, even to an extent. It all kind of follows that same kind of path. Or eventually like the cops will catch up to you, or, you know, things are going to catch up to you in some way. But it's just such an interesting and real look at like conflict and the gray area, and like what side is right or wrong depends on like whatever your perspective is. Ian Holm's in it for a little bit as the main antagonist, but kind of not, just like a rival gun runner, but more successfully and legitimately. And like he picks sides, and that was like kind of the thing that set them apart. Was like he would his whole idea was like, when they first meet, he's like, oh, like I just started getting into like selling guns, like. And he's like, yeah, no, you think I just sell guns to whoever wants to pay me? No, I pick who I want to win. And sometimes but then he was like, but you sold guns to, you know, Iraq and this other place. And he's like, yeah, I wanted both sides to lose. Like, it was just like sinisterly fucked up. And it's like getting into the mind and psyche of like, sure, you're not directly involved in the war. You're not directly influencing something. If you're not like Ian Holm, like Yuri was not trying to directly influence anything. He was just, you want to pay me, I'll give you weapons. But it's that like moral gray area you have to explore, and like you kind of are guilty of pulling the trigger. And then you get to the scene where he does kill Ian Holm's character, kind of jointly, like his hand is being held on the gun. And they kind of pull the trigger, and he doesn't actually stop it. And it's like, how far will you go, sort of thing. And like, where is your morals? Like, where is the line that you've drawn in the sand, and will you pass it, sort of thing. So it's not great. It's hampered by a lot of narration. And that's really like the crutch the movie relies on to continually propel it forward, because otherwise it's kind of disjointed and there's just a series of events that happen. But there's some legitimately like thrilling moments where like you're not sure what the fuck is going to happen. And, it culminating towards the end where like he goes to like this village to sell weapons in Sierra Leone, and like Jared Leto watches a mom and son get literally like knifed to death, is fucked. Like, it's proper fucked, and you're kind of just like, you're continuing to like further this conflict, and no one's kind of likable in this movie. Like, you can't like Yuri. He's not like, he's likable only because it's Nick Cage. Really, he's the only way that it's making it work.
And even then, not a lot of people love Nick Cage like we love Nick Cage.
No, this is true. We're a very niche demographic, but it's true.
I went to a party the other day, and someone said that they hated Nick Cage. It was like blasphemy to me.
Throw them out.
Like,
they're not your friends anymore.
I couldn't look at him anymore. I was like, I just can't take you seriously.
No, he's not your friend.
Yeah, no,
he's not your pal. He's not your buddy. He's not your confidant.
Yeah, you need to
throw him in the bin.
You need to not be friends with that guy anymore. Unless he's a fan of the show. Is he a fan of the show?
He doesn't know about the show.
Okay, then he's not your friend anymore.
He's done. He's dead. He's dead to you. You mention this friend again.
He's out.
You're dead to me
He's
by
out.
association.
Jesus. Just
That's severe.
you're fucking hot. Goddamn.
He doesn't fuck around when it comes to Nick Cage. That's why he's my
Yes.
boy.
Yeah, you know. But anyway, yeah, Lord of War. If you haven't seen it in a while, check it out.
Oh, well.
It's that opening scene still fucks.
Yeah, I have it on Blu-ray, so I'll check it out.
Nice.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
I think they remastered it
How
at
the
some point
fuck
too.
do you have that movie on Blu-ray? That is the most obscenely random Blu-ray.
That feels like a
Are you
Boxing Day pull.
sure?
Yeah,
Are you sure that that's the most obscenely random Blu-ray?
that's got to be up there.
You were there the other day, and you're like, "Why you have Dead Girl? I wanted it."
Yeah.
That's more obscenely random than Lord of War.
Lord of War feels like a Boxing Day pull to me. Like he was looking at the bid
Yeah, deep,
and it was like $5.
deep.
Alyssa gave it to me. Apparently, it's one of her favorite movies.
Really?
Yeah, apparently she loves it.
Oh. Favorite? I wouldn't go that far.
Apparently,
I mean, it's good.
Apparently,
but-
she really likes that movie.
Dang. All right. I got to talk to
It's
Alyssa
not-
about Lord of War later.
Yeah, it's not old school. Like old school is like the pinnacle
on
for
top of-
her, and
it's Mount Rushmore.
and fucking Wedding Crashers that she could recite by heart.
Mount Rushmore. Got it.
But Lord of War is not on the Mount Rushmore.
All right. That's fair. That's fair. It's just up there. But
Yeah.
you know what? Nick Cage. We'll take it.
I will take it because
We'll take it.
it's Nick Cage.
We'll take it.
I'll take it because it's Nick Cage.
Dave, you got a Matt?
I do. The To-Do List, which I have never seen, came out in 2013, and it stars our girl Aubrey Plaza as
Ooh.
when she was 29, as a high school graduate who has gotten straight A's, top of the class type thing, but she has never done anything sexual
Huh.
in her life. So
Right.
she kind of decides that summer that she's going to make a to-do list of things she wants to do with boys,
Right.
and
Hilarity ensues?
hijinks ensue.
Oh, all right.
Hijinks ensue. It's I don't. Have you ever seen it?
It sounds familiar, but I do not think I've seen it.
So I'll tell you everybody who's in it. Okay,
Yeah.
Johnny Simmons,
Sure.
Bill Hader,
Yeah.
Alia Shawkat, Rachel Bilson, Christopher Mintz-Plasse, Clark
What the
Gregg,
fuck?
Andy Samberg, Donald Glover, Adam Pally, Connie Britton, like fucking Jack McBrayer.
Is this Lorne Michaels produced?
No, it's not Lorne Michaels produced.
That's a lot of SNL for it not to
and
be.
then I don't remember what this guy's name is, but he was on Modern Family. He was Luke on Modern Family.
Yeah. That guy.
His name's Nolan Gould.
There you go.
So, it was written and directed by Bill Hader's ex-wife.
Sure.
Her name's Maggie Carey. It's her
Oh, okay.
It's her only film credit. I believe
Huh.
she's in TV. She wasn't his ex at the time.
Yeah. I got that. Yeah.
It's funny and it has a feminist slant.
Uh-huh.
So it kind of goes in directions I didn't expect it to go, because I had I'm playing the pieces out because it's a teen sex comedy.
Sure,
You have an
yeah.
idea.
You know where it
The
has to
pieces
go.
are being
Yeah,
put into
yeah.
place, but then it veers, and I was like,
Oh.
"Oh, this is an interesting veer."
Huh.
So it gets interesting, and I like the pivot at the end, like the last 20 minutes or so, where
Sure.
it kind of goes in a completely different direction than I
Yeah.
expected. But the rest of it is just odd, and it's like some of it's funny, some of it's mean, some of it, like they keep talking about how she's part of the itty bitty titty committee, which I'm like, yeah, funny, but it's also really mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it all hinges on the fact that it's just what I know of Aubrey Plaza now and the kind of
Right.
role she goes for now.
Yeah. Versus.
It's not that role.
Yeah.
Like you can see some of what Aubrey Plaza gets known for in the role, but it's not that
It's
kind of
not-
role. And I
right.
think that's what's throwing me off with it,
Huh. All right.
because she's just like sweet and innocent, but she's saying it in her droll tone.
Right.
So it's
So
just,
you can't separate young Aubrey Plaza from what you know Aubrey
yeah.
Plaza
So I
is
think
now,
that's
yeah.
what it hinges on, is that I couldn't separate her, but
Got
it was fine. I've always wanted to see it, and I saw it was on Netflix, and I was like, all right.
Sure.
So yeah, it's a rainy day watch if you want something just on in the background.
Yeah.
Wasn't too bad, and yeah, it has this stacked cast, which is fucking ridiculous.
It's wild. It's a lot of big hitters
Yeah,
for 2013.
2013. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you saw it, didn't you? You've seen
Yeah, back in the day.
it. Did you like it?
In 2013, Tony was at the theater for that.
Did you like
No,
it?
I'm pretty sure I watched it with Melissa one time. Yeah, it was entertaining from what I remember it being. It's Audrey Plaza's sex comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It reminded me. What the hell did it remind me of? The Way Back and Adventureland.
Oh,
Adventureland, yeah.
It kind of reminded me of both of those.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like an indie version of Adventureland, and you can't get any indier than Adventureland.
Yeah. It found a way.
It found a way.
Yeah.
It found a way.
Wild.
But yeah.
Indie, but stacked cast. Weird. Weird.
Well, just think of it now as a stacked cast.
Back then they were just
nobody would have.
No, they
Donald
were just
Glover's
coming off
there.
of,
Nobody would have known who that is. Andy Samberg was just coming. Would have been a big deal. Jack McBrayer, Bill Hader.
Yeah, Hader was just coming off of SNL at that point.
Right.
And he wasn't anything yet.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like these. Like now we're looking at it.
Yeah.
With certain eyes, where we're like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like Rachel Bilson probably would have been the heavy hitter at that time, and now
Rachel Bilson.
Now
it's who the fuck?
Yeah,
Rachel Whomst.
Tony.
So my Matt is a high Matt, and it's going to bleed into James. So we're just going to both talk about
share
our
a
Matts.
Matt.
All right.
It is a little film that is causing a little bit of shockwaves on the internet.
Oh, is it?
It is. It is a film called In a Violent Nature.
Ooh. That was a nice whisper. Yes.
I told you guys to watch it, and you watched it.
We did.
I'm proud of you. Did you record your reaction like Tony did for me?
No, I really should have.
Because Tony recorded it.
That.
Tony recorded it for me, and it's everything.
I saw that.
Show it to you. Offline. I'll show it to you.
Do you want a recreation of it?
Sure. Give me a recreation.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Essentially that. There you go. That was what happened.
Worth it.
Mine was a little bit more animated.
Yeah.
I saw the scene was coming, and I was like, oh, they're kind of on top of a mountain.
Yeah.
Oh, that girl's kind of doing yoga right now. I was like, wait a second.
The moment she says, I'm going to the lookout to do some yoga, I was like, oh, fuck. All right, let's go. Jesus.
Yeah, seriously.
Right?
Jesus.
Right?
I thought it was just going to be like a simple, this is Sparta. No, it was not that.
I mean, it was at the end, but not then.
But
not then.
Yeah.
I told you guys, you got to sit through a lot first.
I told you it went to some places.
Oh, fuck, did it ever.
Yeah.
Him wandering around carrying this man by the jaw?
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys both gave it a meh. Why did you give it a meh? Because I said it was in my best last week.
Correct.
And it's, as of now, it's in my top 10.
That's wild. I thought it was fine.
I thought the ending kind of brought it down a little bit.
Agree.
I think it didn't stick the landing.
I really like that ending. I don't want to say why I like the ending.
Don't say why you like it.
Don't say why. We can talk. We can talk after about that.
Yeah.
Well, it goes against. Fine. It goes against expectations.
It goes. Sure. Yes.
I think that's why I liked it.
Sure. Taking a step back, I think one of the issues that I had with it, and I was kind of sitting there actually right sort of as the ending was going through, and I was kind of like, all right, the ending's different, not what I was expecting for it. A slow burn, this 100% is, even though it has bursts that are not slow burny at all. To me, the biggest downfall was it was difficult for me to give a shit about anybody in this movie. Literally, your options are people who are generally seen in the background, and sure, you can kind of barely connect with their story because all of it is happening out of focus and away from you. And I get that that is the premise of the movie. I understand the conceit, but I think with that, what it does is it removes you from that. But then your only way through is to latch on to the personification of evil, and it's like I didn't give a shit. That I think was my biggest downfall to it. Is yes, I get the angle and the change of oh, we're gonna follow the killer. Cool. That's a very cool idea. I like that. But what it takes away from then is if the killer is the personification of evil, then what is there to give a shit about? It doesn't matter. He's not a person. It's a thing, essentially.
Yeah, but do you care about the characters in Friday the 13th movies or Nightmare on Elm Street movies?
I think a bit. Like
I'm just talking like slasher movies.
Yeah, and I know they do try to like give you a bit of that, like you're around the campfire and you're trying to get to know these folks, but I don't think it does enough to land it. Whereas in Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street, I think you get to spend, or even Halloween for that matter, you get to spend more time with those characters to develop some sort of emotional connection. Whereas this, because you're on the flip side of that, it becomes difficult. Like it already feels like you're not allowed because of the way that it's shot. And like, you always know that like he's around because the way that you got there was because he brought you there. Anyway, this is all my opinion on it. I'm not saying objectively anything about the movie itself, but that was what I kind of struggled with through it of like, why do I care? Yeah, like the kills are fucking great. That's why I'm not saying this is a bad movie by any means. I just wanted more. But that was me. Tony, since we're sharing this meh.
I'm just right on your board too.
Talking time is over.
Okay, that sounds
Go. I'm kidding.
I just wanted a little bit more of a connection with the characters. It being so far away, you're with the killer the whole time. I compared it a lot to Friday the 13th because this guy was very Jason Voorhees similar.
Absolutely.
Even with the whole stick coming out of him and like coming out
and the everything
and like coming through the mud and everything.
Sure. Yeah.
You definitely know where the inspiration is.
I don't think that's hidden. I don't think that's pretty
him
subtle.
walking
Really
straight
subtle.
into the lake. Terrifying.
Yeah, it's not really subtle.
Yeah. I'm just saying, right? I like that. They're like, okay,
it wears its influences on its sleeve.
I saw Friday the 13th, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make something like that. But what if we stayed with Jason the entire time?
Yeah,
right. I like that. But like what you said, James, where you switch that at the expense of missing out on some of the characters. You bring up Nightmare on Elm Street and I'll even throw in like Scream and
sure.
Well, you know what? No, Scream is a little bit different. So like Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Halloween, Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Where you're cheering for the villain.
You're cheering for the villain, but you're still building a little bit of a connection to the character. Be like, you know what? I don't like him. I can't wait to see what happens to him. Right? Yeah. You know what? That person. You know what? I want to see how they make it out of this, knowing that they're gonna die.
Is someone gonna make it out?
Is someone out? Right? All these characters were just lambs for the slaughter.
Yeah.
Right? They were just lined up just to see it. The one part that I fucking loved though was the whole bit on they're on the bike.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and like there's the whole perspective thing, and like even Buddy like basically like baiting him out when he like smashes the window and he honks on the horn and then he leaves, right? And you're there with him the entire time. The camera movements, very, very good. Love the whole cinematography and like just like the openness of it, right? Yeah. Because like you see the big picture. You see them just fucking around over here, but you see him, he's in the frame too, but he's off and he's hidden, but like there's still parts so you can see like them stalking for the prey and stuff. But like I just wish there was just a little bit, just like a ball hair, just a small ball hair.
Yeah.
Of more of a connection with the characters, and then that would have pushed it to the top.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying this is like the Gen Z version of Friday the 13th. I want to get rid of that and just like get rid of that nonsense. There's nothing Gen Z about this movie. Okay.
Well, the slow fucking walking immediately says it's not Gen Z. Immediately.
No, I just saw a couple of reviews on Letterboxd about being Gen Z Friday the 13th.
Absolutely not.
Like get rid of that.
Yeah.
No.
I can't imagine people from Gen Z even enjoying the film. Like their attention spans can't handle it.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's too slow.
But this is like I would say this is like art house Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I would say that's a fair comparison.
Before he gets the two things. Before he gets the mask, you're seeing him from the back a lot, and I want him to just turn around and be like, "Hey, you guys," because he just got
when he was playing with the car, you kind of get that a little bit, and I'm just like, wow, this guy's like, fuck. But that mask, holy shit.
The Minion mask.
Yeah. The Minion mask for sure.
Yeah. And then there was the other, like, once it switched to day, like once he gets the mask and now it's daytime and he's wandering through the forest and it's like the shot that's kind of like behind his back and you're kind of following him. I think was the only piece of the cinematography where I was like, oh, that's odd. It feels like this, like the quality changed in that shot. Like everything has sort of this like 4:3 sort of feel to it. But that shot looked like it was shot in HDR mode on an iPhone. And I was like, this is odd. Like this doesn't fit with the rest of like the color grading or anything. It was just like brighter and like weirdly there. And I was like, this is it. Just
I think some
the
of it
movement
like,
was weird.
I know they had problems in the production. Like they had to like reshoot a lot of it or shoot it twice type thing.
Yeah.
They had to change locations. Some of it was filmed in Dundas. Some of it was filmed in like Sault Ste. Marie type thing.
Wow. All right.
So that's probably what you're.
Could have been. Yeah.
what you're
It could have been
getting
a
at.
picked up reshoot that they just didn't have. They couldn't fix or
couldn't
It
fix.
was, yeah. But that one was just like, it was immediately jarring to me of like, oh, that's strange. It looks literally like someone's just holding an iPhone up here and following just based on the quality. It looked too iPhone-y, if that makes sense. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, I don't want to get too deep into it,
No.
into the weeds, because I already spoke about it at length. But I
Yeah.
really like the deconstruction of the slasher movie
Sure.
tropes, and I care less about the characters. That didn't bother me at all. I really like the look and the feel, and I like the nostalgia and the kills.
Sure. Well,
Like,
yeah.
Kills are
everything-
next level.
Everything
Yeah.
I wanted that movie to be, it was.
Oh, great.
And I like how the ending plays with your expectations.
Yeah.
And I think it's a new horror classic for Canada. So yay.
I will give it that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll jump on board with that too.
Yeah, I will jump on board with that last bit. And yeah, like unlike Tony, I was fine with the ending. I thought it was an interesting idea, slow as fuck, but I enjoyed that. The kills, next level. There's no denying that. There's no question.
Yeah.
A point. I thought it was like, this is just gruesome for gruesome's sake when it's I'll say the last kill before the ending.
Yeah. That
it was just like, this feels gratuitous, but other than that,
Yeah.
no other notes.
But the money shot on the hill.
Absolutely.
Legit.
Incredible.
Worth the price of admission.
Worth
Yeah,
the price
I
of
would
admission,
love
right?
to be in a crowd for that.
Yeah.
Worth the price of admission.
Yeah. But who's to say? Like I could see myself liking this movie more with every rewatch, because I feel like there's definitely rewatchable.
It's rewatchable.
It's rewatchable
Yeah.
for sure, and you'll probably pick up a lot more the second, third, fourth, because there's so much in that frame, right, that you'll start to notice and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah, if you like slow burns or you're a gore slut, if you're you'll enjoy it. It's good.
If you're a genuine sicko.
Yeah, legit.
If you're a certified sicko.
This motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm watching his kids on Friday, and I watch this movie,
Yeah.
Pitch Black.
Yeah.
My fault, obviously.
Well.
And I'm just watching it, and then all of a sudden, I start to hear footsteps upstairs,
Oh no.
and I was like, "Oh fuck!" This
I'm
is
gonna
it.
die.
And I was
Yeah.
like, "They're surely gonna come downstairs. It's Dave."
Yeah.
5 minutes go by, still the footsteps. No Dave.
Oh no.
And I was like, "What the fuck?" And
Yeah.
I was like, "Okay." My heart's racing, and I was
Yeah.
like, "The TV's on." I'm watching Police Squad at this point.
Sure.
But the TV's on. If they were robbers, they would have heard this and come down and killed me.
Yeah.
So I like peek in, and then I see flashlights upstairs, and I was like, oh fuck, this is it. And then I get so scared that I knock something off, and it makes a noise, and I'm like, there you go, just gave
it.
myself
Yeah.
away.
Now
I'm
you're
fucking dead.
Yeah.
So I'm panicking. I call Dave. Dave doesn't pick up. I'm like, what the hell? Jesus Christ. I call Alyssa. No one picks up. And I was like, Alyssa. I'm texting her. And then she calls me, and she's like, I was like, Alyssa, are you home? And she's like, yeah, Tony, like I've gone to bed. Like I told Dave, like I was just going to bed. And I was like, wait, you guys are home? She's like, yeah, Dave hasn't come down to see you yet. I was like, no, he fucking hasn't come down to see me.
I was cleaning up.
Jesus.
And I like go up the stairs, and Dave's like, hey dude. And I was like, what the fuck, man?
I wanted to clean up. I knew I was going to go down there and have a conversation with him.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure everything was tidied up and that I could
Jesus.
just come down and enjoy myself.
Like literally an elephant going across the goddamn room.
Yeah. My
And just
God.
the flashlight.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
that's
you're
too
in your
much.
own house, man.
That's too much. What are you doing with a flashlight in your house?
That part I don't know. That part I can't answer.
Oh
No.
my
But
god.
But yeah, the reason I was shambling around was I was trying to be quiet because I didn't want to wake the whole house up, but I wanted to make sure everything was cleaned up before.
Got it. Jesus.
literally thought I was dead for at least 5 minutes. I was like, I do not want to be scared shitless dying in this place.
Yeah.
You won't want to die shitting on my floor.
I don't want to be shitting in front of your movie collection, okay?
Have some fucking respect.
At least it's in front of and not in.
That's true. That's true.
Or on.
That's true.
Takes your prized possession.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah. No. Dave, your worst.
My worst. Okay, so it was Beverly Hills Cop 3.
But
also, well, we're sticking with Netflix, so we're going to talk about A Family Affair.
Oh no.
You watched this too?
It was a stinker?
It was not good.
Oh
It was
boy.
not good.
Oh boy.
Do you know the premise of A Family Affair?
No, but tell me now.
So,
It's basically
tell me why I shouldn't watch this movie.
It's basically the same as the idea of you, right? But like a
Kind
couple
of.
things, like a couple
I haven't
semantics.
seen the idea of you yet, but I feel like the idea of you is a little more plausible,
Okay.
or at least the fantasy of like what is her job in that movie? What does she do? Is she just a mom, just a single mom?
I think she's a single mom. She
just-
may have a job, but
She's a
single
nobody.
mom. Yeah, nobody.
She's a nobody, and that's the premise: is that she hooks up with.
Oh no, she's a art curator.
Okay, but she's
I think
but she's not a big deal.
she's not a big deal.
Okay,
Mm.
all right. So in Family Affair, Zac Efron is a Zac Efron type.
Yes.
He's
I've
a little
heard
bit
this.
of an egomaniac, but
Yes.
whatever. And it opens with B-roll from TIFF,
Oh, fun.
which was odd
Yeah.
Love that.
because it's basically like Zac Efron at TIFF.
Yeah.
And then it's also like the fan footage from him on the red carpet and then him coming out of the hotel. And it's all like mixed into like these random like Hollywood Reporter Vanity Fair covers with him on them that they clearly just pasted him into.
Yeah.
But like I was like, why so much TIFF?
Yeah.
Why-
Strange.
It's very strange. So his assistant is Joey King, and she was promised that she would be a producer or she would help run his company
Right.
within 2 years' time. But she hasn't because she's just his lowly
His assistant,
And he's
yeah.
just been abusing her type thing. Like
Sure.
not really just being a shit.
Being a shit.
Just being a shit.
Yeah.
So she quits. And he wants her back, obviously, because he can't figure it out. And he's a woe is me superstar that doesn't have friends.
Right.
So he goes to her house to go ask for her to come back, but she's out. So her mom answers the door.
I feel like
And-
I've seen this movie already.
And her mom is Nicole Kidman, who's a Pulitzer Prize winning writer,
Sure.
very famous writer.
Yeah.
And she's just cleaning the house like nothing. Her giant house.
She's just
Like it's nothing, whatever.
Dusted. Yeah.
So he just like, can I just wait for her type thing? And she's like, sure. And he's like, can I have a drink? She's like, sure. So they bond over the drink.
Sure.
They end up fucking the daughter.
As one does.
The daughter comes home, catches them in the act. And then, it goes from there because they're trying to have a relationship, but also the daughter knows who he is as a person. So she doesn't want her mom to get hurt the same way that she's seen other women get hurt.
Right.
So it's kind of like she keeps trying to interject herself into the mix
Oh.
as opposed to just letting them just kind of do their own thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
All of this to say, she's a Nepo baby. So it's hard to really feel any remorse or any sort of
Yeah.
engagement at all here. Like when we're talking about the idea of you, we're talking about a fantasy wish fulfillment, like
Right.
just a single mom, just like she meets a rock star and they strike up a relationship type thing. That's
Right.
what that movie is about, right?
Yeah.
But it's hard to get on board here because she is
Nicole
a very
Kidman
famous
is already
writer.
famous. Yeah. So who gives a shit?
So who gives a shit?
Yeah.
And like, I don't understand why like they keep showing the paparazzi here and there, but I'm like, why did TMZ not pick up that he's banging a famous writer? Like
Yeah,
this seems like this should have been the third act twist.
Yeah, like-
or the third act, like
he's the one who's
right? This should have been where it is, but that doesn't come up. And I was like, why the fuck not? And yeah,
Weird.
she's just a whiny Nepo baby. So I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like the performances are fine. Zac Efron's fine. Nicole Kidman's fine. Somehow she looks older than Kathy Bates, even though she's 20 years younger than Kathy Bates.
Wild.
Because Kathy Bates is in it too. But Joey King's just annoying.
Yeah.
And I don't blame it on her. I blame it on the character because the character's annoying and she's
annoying,
self-absorbed and
yeah.
narcissist, all those awful things.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just, some of the humor's there.
Yeah.
Like, it's not very enjoyable.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get behind it because the
Yeah.
wish fulfillment isn't really there.
Because it's not really a wish.
It's not really a
Who gives
wish.
shit?
Exactly. So that's my issue with that movie.
For half a moment, I thought you were describing a porno. I'm glad you veered away from it.
I did.
But
I did.
was,
Sorry.
I was like, the daughter walks in and I was like, I've seen this movie before.
She gets very upset.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they all do.
She doesn't join in, James. She doesn't join in.
You're a sicko.
I get it. I get it. I get it.
I'm just saying.
Also, it looks like a Hallmark movie.
Oh Lord,
It's like
Love
shot
that.
like a Hallmark movie.
Yeah, like it has like they smeared Vaseline on the camera.
Yeah, kind of like that.
All right, got
It was
it.
very odd.
I don't know. I can't describe Hallmark movies other than they smeared Vaseline on the camera.
very
That's just
bright.
what it is. Yeah,
Very
yeah.
bright.
Everything's got a sheen to it.
And it's just like, this is like typical Netflix versus Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F, which
atypical.
feels very atypical Netflix.
Yeah.
Also, you'll love, I forgot to mention it before, but it says Don Simpson, Jerry Bruckheimer production.
Yes, the return.
Nice. I was hoping they'd do that.
Yeah,
They do.
At least he's honoring that cokehead Don Simpson.
He was he had his
good
demons.
cokehead.
He had his demons. Mr. Tony.
So this one pains me for the worst, but like it honestly is the worst.
Yeah.
I watched this on Saturday. I don't know why, but I just had a craving.
I don't like this. I don't like where this is going.
It is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the third.
Oh,
I saw that
Tony.
movie theatrically.
Yeah.
You went to the
Why?
why?
But why?
Because it's Teenage
Because I
Mutant Ninja
like
Turtles.
Ninja
Yeah,
Turtles.
Fair.
Came out in like the early 90s, man. Come
Yeah,
on.
he was the right age group for that.
I wore out this tape.
Yeah.
I wore it out.
Yeah, you watched it religiously.
I watched it religiously along with the other two.
Yeah, you were a big TMNT head.
What the fuck?
Well, still are.
What the fuck? Yeah, I was gonna say. I think
Yeah,
I'm even
still are.
bigger than I was
Still
back
are.
then.
Carry on. Yes.
What the fuck, man?
I don't know.
It just it doesn't make any fucking sense at all. The
Tony,
whole-
This is a film franchise
I understand.
about mutant turtles.
Totally plot.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
You know what? I will take the team. You know what? No, the Ninja Turtle, the turtles learning ninja, the martial arts and being ninjas. I'll take that. That's
Sure.
plausible.
Yeah.
That is totally
plausible.
Just let me have
I'm
this.
hearing you out. I'm
All
hearing
right?
you out.
But this like light lamp fucking thing is like a breach in time, and like you all got to be there at the same time because it magically just goes off. There's no like
I'm sorry.
switch.
Was T3 Turtles in Time?
Yes, it was.
Oh, there we go. Thank you.
Yeah, they go
I
back-
needed the tagline for
They
it.
go to like feudal Japan.
Feudal Japan.
Fucking what?
In the time of the samurai.
That's why I said feudal Japan.
Of course
When
they
like
do.
I want to say the colonists are trying to take over as well.
Sure.
Again, feudal Japan.
Feudal Japan. Yes.
They literally just made a very popular series on Disney Plus
Shogun.
called Shogun, which is
Shogun,
apparently very, very good.
And also Ghost of Tsushima. Also feudal Japan and a very good video game.
I liked what I played of it.
And hopefully a very good movie adaptation.
Whoa. Really?
David Leitch.
Well, maybe.
It'll be fucking long.
Starring Tom Cruise. The Last Samurai 2.
I like
He's
Last
back.
Samurai. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I do like that movie.
Do you?
I do.
We're getting off track, guys.
Anyway.
Tony,
Turtles in
Feudal
Time.
Japan.
I'm not getting how I don't understand the that you have an issue with the plausibility.
He can make the leap to turtles who are teenagers that are mutant ninjas. But
Cool.
he cannot make the leap to time travel to feudal Japan.
Okay, Tone. Okay. And scene. Let's go.
To Tony, time is a linear thing. You cannot go back in time, and especially you cannot go back in time to feudal Japan, even though that's the only time that makes sense for turtles who studied martial arts and are ninjas with samurai swords.
I see how they built the script. See how they built the script.
Also, they fucking gave us Keno instead of fucking Casey Jones in the second one.
Oh.
And then all of a sudden, the fucking throwaway line being like, hey guys, look who I found in the trash. And then Casey Jones is like, hey guys, I'm back.
Yeah.
Like,
Does he do anything?
he teaches. So the turtles switch place. Oh,
Yeah,
because
I
you
know.
switch places.
I know that part.
Oh, yes, of
Right?
course. Yeah.
So it's like one of those, like, you know, they touch it, you touch it, and then you swap places.
oh, so Space Jam.
So Space Jam.
Yeah. All right.
So the Japanese from feudal Japan, those people come over, and now they're just in the turtles' bodies. Not in the turtles' bodies. The turtles were wearing some sort of flea market clothes, right, at the time when they get
Sure.
transported. And then those guys there, and then basically Casey Jones teaches them how to play hockey.
Fun.
And then they build up an emotional connection to the point where Buddy doesn't want to go because he doesn't want to leave Casey. And then on the other side, Michelangelo doesn't want to go because, like, he's built a home with the people of the village
As a turtle.
as a turtle.
All right.
Yes.
I'm at a loss. Tom.
I watched it with my buddy Stefan, and like he fucking hated it more than I did.
Like, it doesn't sound like a good movie at all. It's just when he's like,
It
it's
sounds like
implausible. It's
they
like,
literally
well, there's a
got
lot
to-
of other things on the play that are pretty fucking implausible.
It definitely sounds like they wrapped on the second movie and went, how do we top that? And went, time travel. And then just started throwing spaghetti at the wall, and literally
That's
all of it
literally what
stuck.
it-
So
it
they went, all
literally
right, I
fell.
guess we're doing all of it.
Like, fuck, man. We didn't get another Ninja Turtle for years after that.
Almost killed the franchise.
Almost
it did kill the
It did kill the
franchise.
franchise.
Thank God for TV. Thank God for TV.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, Turtles in Time. Just skip it. Skip it.
I don't think I was ever going to go back and rewatch it, Tony, to
Corey
be honest.
Feldman in it.
What's that?
Isn't Corey Feldman in it?
Is the voice of Donatello? Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. I'm not going to watch it.
I'm probably not gonna watch it unless it like magically becomes like a 3-pack on 4K. But I doubt who's gonna put the 4K out of Ninja Turtles.
Kino Lorber. I don't know.
No, it's gonna be Shout.
Oh, there you go.
Shout
I
would
saw
definitely do
somebody
it.
tweeting that they're not going to support Criterion until they put out the Criterion edition of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I'm sorry, what? That's a real thing.
Hilarious.
No, it's not a real thing, Tony.
Hilarious.
It's not as real as their April Fool's joke with Kindergarten Cop.
I'm gonna punch you in the dick now.
That should have definitely been a
It
good
should have
one.
been.
That's
It had
a bad
such great
joke.
art.
That's
And one of the features was a set visit with Akira Kurosawa. Which I think actually did happen.
Oh, fuck.
I think it actually
That's
happened or
gold.
something because there's a picture of Akira
Yeah.
Kurosawa with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That's gold. Jesus. That's gold. It's time for my worst.
Yes.
All right, I can take the pin out of the wall.
I've been waiting with
and-
bated breath.
I bet you have. And talk about War Dogs.
Ooh.
It's a bad movie.
Ooh.
It's directed by Todd Phillips. Of
It
course,
sure
it's a bad
is.
movie.
But see, I remember liking it when it came out. I don't know why. Maybe I was just a piece of shit. But
I love Miles Teller.
I do too. But the amount of narration that this movie, I was saying Lord of War has narration that he uses as a crutch. Narration is this movie. This movie is the epitome of tell, don't show. Like he's literally just describing everything to you at every moment. The amount of narration that Miles Teller gives that they could have literally done as it literally feels like he's reading stage directions at points. Like it's just like, you could have, yeah, we did this and then we did this and then we did that. Why don't you just fucking show me you doing it then instead of telling me that you did it? Like, what the fuck is this movie? It was bad. Like, it's shot well enough. Bradley Cooper's menacing.
Of course, it's Bradley Cooper.
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill's great doing his fucking weirdness at his heaviest, I would think. Doing his ha 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 ha. That goes unexplained.
Isn't Ana de Armas in it too?
Ana de Armas is in it, which continues to bring up the weird similarities between this and Lord of War. Lord of War is the better gun running movie, by the way.
It's got Nicolas Cage.
It's got Nicolas Cage. It already wins points.
It already wins.
But like, no, like this is just, this is again a rags to riches story and then a downfall. But like, you just don't give a fuck about it. Like it's.
I remember them being extremely unlikable. Like there's no redeeming qualities of either person.
Yeah, they're both shit.
Yeah,
they're
just
both
shitty
assholes. People. Yeah. Jonah Hill, obviously more so.
Obviously.
Miles Teller is supposed to be the one that you're going to like, but you can't because he immediately starts off by like lying to his now pregnant Ana de Armas. And then like the time, it just sort of skips ahead whenever it feels like. And then Jonah Hill just for whatever reason just becomes an asshole. You're not really sure why. Doesn't really tell you. He just decides that he's going to fuck everything over. I don't know, something greed.
Like Jonah Hill in real life.
Yeah. So, I don't know. That movie is it's poorly written. It's badly directed. It's fine at the end of the day, I guess, but it's not cracking anything above aggressively fine.
Yeah. It's just funny that Todd Phillips went from that to Joker.
Yeah. He needed a break because there was a break in between. That was 2016. Oh, I guess it was right after, right? Jesus. Yeah, I don't know what happened to him in between there and how he ended up doing Joker in a much better way than whatever this is. Maybe you just, stop calling Bradley Cooper for things.
No, Bradley Cooper's a producer on Joker.
Yeah, no, I meant acting.
Acting.
Yeah, you don't need to continually rely on Bradley Cooper to be in every one of your movies.
I just assume he went from this and he didn't like the response to it and he just had a Scorsese marathon.
Yeah.
And somebody offered him Joker and he's like, what I could do?
You know what I'll do instead? Yeah. I haven't seen that movie since we saw it at TIFF. I don't think I've watched it at home once.
I've seen it like 2 or 3 times. I've been wanting to see it again, but I'm waiting until closer.
Yeah, I'm closer going to do the same, but yeah.
It'd probably be at TIFF again.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm hoping at least.
Yeah.
But War Dogs, fucking skip it. You think you need a rewatch if it ever comes on your radar where you're like, oh, you know what I haven't seen in a while? War Dogs. No.
All right,
you don't.
My Netflix list.
You don't.
Blu-ray.
Rough.
Why? Do you like that movie?
Yeah, I do.
Why?
It's my college pro. It was my college pro phase.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. It tracks for like the time that it came out.
I have the shirt.
Do you?
Yeah, I went to the screening.
Oh, okay.
It's just
Jonah Hill was there.
It was a
nice.
Boxing Day.
Okay, that's fine. I can accept that on Boxing Day.
Yeah,
I still wear it, but it's like my painting shirt.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't think you need to advertise War Dogs anymore. it's not great on real. Like I don't think I saw it again since 2016 probably, and now I know why. I'm good. I think I liked it more then because college bro days, but now I'm not. I know it's just not a great movie. Way too narration heavy.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's it. That's our best, my worst.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get fucking weird.
All right. I was going to ask if Tony had a Shatter Minute, but now I guess I know.
I guess so.
Let's get into it.
Evil lurking deep inside, its darkness knows no limit. So listen closely if you dare. This is the Shudder Minute.
So Tony, what's the Shudder Minute?
Hey guys.
Yeah.
Do you remember Evil Dead Rise?
I do.
Do you remember that movie Wreck?
Yes.
Wreck.
The quarantine movie, Spanish movie?
Oh, yes. And then they made it into Quarantine.
And then they moved it into a Quarantine.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So smash those movies together.
Yeah.
And put spiders in them.
Ooh.
Huh. Okay.
And you get the Shadow original, Infested.
Infested. Wait. But you're telling me Evil Dead Rise, is it wet?
No, but it's gonna make your fucking skin crawl.
All right, I'm into it. Carry on.
Giddy up.
That's basically the movie.
Oh.
So
spiders.
This apartment.
Yeah.
With a bunch of people.
And
gets thrown. And it's in French.
do
gets
like the
thrown into quarantine.
Nice.
So wait. Rewinding it back. So Buddy buys an exotic spider. As one does.
This is, okay.
I see the issue.
I just wanted to set it up for you guys.
Yeah, sure.
So he brings it back to his exotic pet area where he hosts like cockroaches and scorpions.
You already got a problem if you have an exotic pet area.
Yeah.
Like, that's already...
And it's in his bedroom.
That's not an exotic pet area.
Anyways, so he has this spider. And he puts it in a shoebox, as one does with an exotic spider. That may or may not be poisonous. That's a big point I want to point out. May or may not be poisonous.
Okay.
And it was €100 that
That's
he bought.
not a lot for a spider that may or may not be poisonous.
There you go. And then somebody goes down and it looks like it's an infectious disease. It was a spider bite.
Wow. Go figure.
Yeah. That's infested.
So hilarity ensues is what I think follows that, right? Like it just...
I wouldn't necessarily say hilarity. I would more say shenanigans.
Shenanigans ensue. Okay.
It's
no, because if it's not wet, it's not goopy. It's skin crawly.
It's fucking creepy crawly, man. Like my fucking skin is turning. Just. I don't need a rewatch.
All right.
Once was enough.
You're good at one.
It's good. You're good at one. I never want to see the thing again.
Okay.
Australia's probably laughing because it's just like, you know what? We got those on the side of the wall. Like, I shower with all those people. Like,
Jesus.
Yeah, I've seen Australian spiders.
Yeah, it's that.
They're knocking butts.
They're fucked.
Yeah.
And spider eggs and
Gross.
Babies.
Gross.
And
Wait, do they do like a scarab beetle thing from the Mummy? Like if the spider's underneath the skin? Yeah. Now I'm in.
How are the effects? Effects good?
Makeup's good. Plus I love how it just gets more and more because like they keep cutting to people like running out of the rooms and stuff, and you just see the cobwebs just getting like thicker and thicker and thicker as the movie goes on. And the reason why I bring up Evil Dead because this fucking sicko that gave us Infested is in line to do one of the Evil Dead spinoffs.
Sweet. All right.
Sebastian.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry,
I just don't want to get his name wrong.
Oh, yeah, that's because ᵃᵉᵦᵉ.
He is doing one of the Evil Dead spinoffs. And, buddy, we're in good hands.
Sweet.
We are definitely in good hands. I can't really say whether or not the movie's good or not because it's all going to depend on how you take spiders.
Sure. Okay, I'll watch it and report back.
Yeah,
it sounds like it's effective.
It's something
effective.
It's effective.
That's a good word.
It's very effective.
Nice.
The tension, the claustrophobic, like the movies that I bring up at the beginning, you feel that in this movie.
Neat.
So, I'll
watch it and report back.
Absolutely.
Kind of sounds like Gremlins.
I don't know in what way, but
well, you said that he buys an exotic pet and then it kind of multiplies and starts tearing down the apartment building. That's kind of the plot of Gremlins.
It doesn't. Minus the fact that I'm sure he wasn't handed an instruction book that said "Don't feed the spider after 11."
They don't give him an instruction book. You just give him instructions.
Sure.
But he's like, where's my pretty, like, it's your Uncle Roger. Like,
oh God.
His name's not actually Roger, but like, he's literally talking to him. I was like, motherfucker, you put this exotic thing into a fucking shoebox. What were you expecting?
So the lesson we learned was not to put it in a shoebox, to put it in a proper, to put it in a proper,
an enclosure. Yeah. Or just eject it into the sun.
Or just don't buy it.
Yeah. Don't spend €100 on a potentially deadly spider that you keep in a box that it can lift the own lid off of. The fuck?
There's this scene in it This spider, like, it basically like goes into like a cocoon when it gets frozen, because like there's a whole temperature thing in the room. His room has to be humid and all, whatever. He tells his friends, "Oh, there's the cocoon." And he's like, "Oh, where's the cocoon?" He's like, "Oh, it's in that shoebox." They open the shoebox and like 20 spiders come out. They just like close it, and then like the whole thing is like they tape everywhere to make sure that the spiders can't get in through the crevice. So they tape. So it's literally like they give the shoebox and they're fucking taping the fucking thing shut. I was like, "Yep, that's me. I'm the guy with the fucking tape."
Nope,
also, why the fuck would you open the box?
Nope, I'm not even there anymore. I'm gone. I'm halfway down the street. I don't quarantine or not. I don't care.
Schrodinger's box.
Yeah.
So you don't know.
If you don't open it, you'll never know how many spiders are actually in there. Spoiler alert, the entire box is spiders. The outside of the box that you thought was box, nope, still spiders.
I'm lighting that fucking, literally like lighting it on fire with a goddamn blowtorch.
I don't want you to spoil any more of this movie. I just want to know what drove him to put it in a shoebox.
He was busy at the time. And he needed to go somewhere, so he just put it in the shoebox.
So he put it in the shoebox.
And he said, "I'll make a nice room for you later," in his little like enclosure.
And he expected the spider to just what? Stay?
Yeah.
Did he say, "Good spider, stay"? I'll be back in 20 minutes.
My beautiful.
You know what? At least there is an explanation for why he put him in the shoebox, as opposed to shoebox.
You know what? Tonight, though, when you're getting into bed and you're pulling up the sheet, maybe it's not sheet, Dave. Maybe it's all spiders.
God, there was a spider in the bed the other day.
In the bed? No. Throw your mattress out. It's gone. It's done. It's over.
It was on the top. It was on the top.
No, throw your entire bedroom out. Cut out that part of your house.
Melissa saw a centipede on the ceiling.
Where?
And, like over there. And it literally like came down. It came down into the couch, and I just remember I was in a movie with Dave, and I like get out, and she's like, "Babe, there's a centipede in the couch. We gotta burn the bathtub. We gotta burn the couch.
Yeah,
just burn it.
Burn the whole house. Start over."
Honestly, I wasn't expecting much from this movie, and it was fun as fuck.
Great.
But like my skin is just I just can't.
Yeah.
I like vacuuming up centipedes because it fucks with them.
Well, sure.
They don't like it.
Dave, you put it in it's the closest that centipede's ever going to get to experiencing a twister.
They get very upset.
I bet they do. They don't know what's going on. All of a sudden, they were crawling, they were looking for food, and now all of a sudden they're surrounded by all of your pubes that I assume you were also vacuuming up. It's in a forest. What is it going to do? This isn't its habitat.
Recently,
Dave, it had a family. It had a 401k.
Recently, I turned on the light in the laundry room, and I saw one on the corner.
Yeah.
And I just turned the light off. I was like, not today.
You should have just pushed the laundry in and been like, "You handle it. It's fine. You do this, I'll let you live."
Sometimes it'll be like literally like 12, 13-inch centipedes in my basement downstairs. I just flick on the wall. I'm like, no,
fucking centipede.
Fucking huge.
This is between you and your God.
That's a fucking big centipede.
If anybody, dude, and then I shit you not. One day I'm going to the basement, little like adjacent thing. It's pitch black. I'm like, you know what? What the fuck is that? Did Luna like put up a little piece of cardboard or something like that? I'm gonna go pick that up.
Oh,
buddy,
no.
It was fucking wet. It was one of those 13-inch that she literally just smashed to shit and just left it there.
Oh, at least she smashed it.
She killed it.
At least.
But I literally thought it was a piece of cardboard. No, it was a fucking centipede that was split to shit.
At least she killed it.
At least she killed it. Mouse is useless.
I was going to say Chloe hasn't done it.
Great spotters. I'll know where every centipede, spider, and fly is in my house. I know exactly where they are at all times because I can just see this cat going. And it's like, great, cool. You want to do something about it? Nah, fam, that's on you.
I found it for you.
I'm pointing it out. You now know it's existing. You do something about it. I'm just sitting here.
She doesn't do it anymore because she She's old, so she doesn't care.
Sure.
But the one time in the apartment, there was a fly, and it was in the lamp shade, and I was trying to get it.
Sure.
I couldn't get it, and Chloe hopped up onto the bed, and she was looking at me trying to catch this fly, and I shit you not, she walked over to me as I was trying to grab the fly, and she put her paw to put my arm down.
Yeah.
And then she looked up at it as it's flying around, and she was just one swat, killed it,
Yeah.
ate it, moved on.
Amazing. Amazing.
Just one swat.
Amazing.
That's it. And then she nudged it again to make sure it was dead.
Amazing.
But it was just her coming over and like moving my hand.
Yeah. Like, no,
Like,
put your get the fuck out of here. You don't know what you're doing. Leave it to the pros.
Oh man.
Incredible.
So we've talked about kitty stories,
Yeah.
and that's a good segue into our main event.
Yes.
I think it's a very good segue into talking about our main event. From now on, you have to talk for the rest of the
I'm not
episode
talking
like
that
this.
low.
Nobody
We are
have to.
totally talking
I'm
like
not
this.
talking
You
like
need to
that.
do about
Dave,
this.
you're gonna die.
I
we're
would
gonna
die
die
on
if we
day
don't
3,
do it.
okay, guys?
Day
3.
I
Dave
would make it
thinks
to
he would
day
make it
3.
to day 3.
Buddy, Dave's not making past day 1.
Dave's not making it past minute 32.
Minute 32. That's what you give him.
You
Yeah.
guys are fucking
Yeah.
assholes. At least let me
Yeah,
die on
he's gonna
day
be
3.
he's gonna be running away. He's gonna have figured it out. He's gonna be running away. He's gonna stub his toe, and he's gonna fuck, and that's it. He's done. It just gets obliterated into the fog.
Just aggressively, just
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
So we're talking about A Quiet Place day 1.
Yes. Yes, we are the newest addition to the Quiet Place franchise.
Yes, it's a
But now
prequel.
expanding the lore.
It's a prequel that expands
Yes.
the lore. It takes place in New York City
It does.
on the titular day 1.
Day 1. Although barely. Mostly days 2 through maybe 4
Yeah.
At least 3
or 6. I'm not
Tony,
sure.
fuck off, okay?
Anyway.
Stop.
Anyway, yeah. So it's what you exactly expect out of a title like Day 1. The aliens land. Chaos
Ensues.
and survival. And I think that's it. That's literally, there's your movie. Like you could pick up exactly probably what's going to happen at a high level from just that title. Like you kind of know. You've seen Quiet Place. You've seen Quiet Place Part 2. You now kind of get to see the origins of how this all kicked off. Even though you saw it in A Quiet Place, it was definitely in a different format because it wasn't New York City. It was a small town, like a very, very different vibe. And like I did like that they opened it with the average decibel level of New York City is 90 decibels at any given time, which is that's what my watch's threshold is to remind me that I'm in too loud of an environment. So good for New York being right at the Apple Watch. You're gonna fuck your hearing level.
I
Amazing.
think what's interesting about day 1, like
Yes.
right off the top,
Yes,
is that you even said it, that it was a small town in part 2, where you
In
kind of
part
see
1.
it, or no, part
yes,
in
yeah,
part 2,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
small
yeah,
town,
yeah,
where you
yeah.
see kind of
Sorry,
the
yeah,
origin,
you get that origin. Yes, yeah,
the origin,
Yeah.
and then this is New York City. But I felt like it was smaller than part 2. I thought part 2 was a lot more. The canvas was bigger. I feel like it was
Yes.
more narrow in day 1, and I think that's exactly because of the writer director Michael Sarnowski, who
Yeah.
also did Pig.
yes.
So it's very. I felt this movie was very intimate and
Absolutely.
more intimate and more involved than the second one. The first
As-
one was pretty intimate.
Yeah. As much as this was yes. As much as this movie was happening in a major city, the choice to focus it on Lupita's character and literally just follow her religiously everywhere made that movie feel intimate and small because it didn't matter really what was happening in New York City at large. What mattered was happening in like the, I don't know, let's call it 10 square blocks plus or minus that Lupita Nyong'o's character lived in. That was, or not lived in, but like existed in for this
Existed
movie.
in,
Like
yeah.
that, it really honed it in and made it feel like a small intimate story. So yes, very
And
good.
I believe, and at least the first little bit when shit goes south, it felt very 9/11 adjacent. Like I feel,
Oh, sure.
I feel
Definitely.
like the imagery he was he was tapping into.
Her face was like caked in that building dust like immediately,
and just like the fog, and
you couldn't see what was going on,
the confusion,
absolutely,
and just like the horror and all that. It was very like
even the whole thing.
Like I've seen enough footage of 9/11.
I was gonna say
that it like I could see that being a trigger for 9/11 survivors type thing. Like it felt like that.
Absolutely. The whole bit right at the beginning where they're like looking out the back of the bus window before calamity really rains down was very adjacent to like almost like even that one super famous video of 9/11 where it's like literally before it happens, like it was a video of like this girl on the street sort of thing, and then like it just kind of pans up and just happens to catch both of them happening kind of at the same time. Very much that. And then obviously every bit of that aftermath was, the dust and clouds,
the horror of that event,
and not knowing what the fuck is going on.
I think it really captures that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it was made for $67 million, but it feels like it was made for much more.
Yeah.
It definitely like it feels small and intimate, but it also like I think they do a great enough job making it look.
And the effects are great.
Yeah. But I think the other thing is I don't know if you guys watched the other two recently.
Not a bit. I think it's
I know the first one really well. The second one I'm trying to blank on.
So the second one, he expands the canvas a lot more, and you can see them a lot.
It's like different farms too.
Yeah, like
it's a lot more in the daylight. Isn't
it's
it?
a lot more in the daylight versus the first one. That's very much in the dark.
Yeah.
So you see them a lot more, and the effects look like shit.
Yeah,
because they're not heavy duty effects, but it doesn't look good because it's not in the dark. In the dark, it's scarier because you're not really seeing what the fuck's happening.
Yeah.
This one, I think, does a very good job of going back to that, of obscuring it.
Yeah. And I was sitting there watching it and I was like, I guess at this point, because it's the third one, you know what the monsters look like because you saw the second one. You know what they look like in the daylight. You don't need to. You know exactly what you're getting into. You can be closer to them because there's that one scene where it's like you're literally like inside of its face. I want to say like you're like deep in there.
Yeah.
And you could do that, or you could obscure them, keep them in shadows in subway tunnels and behind beams and whatever else you want to do because you know what the fuck they are. It's not an unknown horror now. It's exactly what it is. Your mind can fill in the gap.
Yeah. But it also, since you know that, it makes it scarier too.
Absolutely, because you know exactly what this fucking thing is going to do.
Mm-hmm.
And the chaos of having it on day one, whereas like, I think that was a really good idea as well to go all the way back to the beginning, much kind of like, I guess, what they did in the opening of Quiet Place Part 2, but that idea that like nobody knows what the fuck is going on. They haven't figured out all the rules yet. And they do pretty like there's a good chunk of New York City that figures it out pretty fucking quickly, but it's you don't know what is going to cause what to happen when, and like it was terrifying in that way too. Even though you know everything about what these monsters are and what you should and shouldn't be doing, like you couldn't help it being like, no, shut the fuck up. Like
a lot of that. Tony, you haven't spoken.
Yeah, I'm very, very much on your guys' levels with this movie. I didn't expect it to be as emotional as it was. And we haven't talked about the good little boy.
We have not yet. I'm saving my conversations about the good little boy.
Absolutely.
We talk about Joseph Quinn or the other good little boy?
Joseph Quinn.
Quinn, obviously.
Who is teary eyes the entire time. It's very sweet.
I didn't expect to like how simple the movie was. It's very much a Quiet Place movie, but it's very much girl's sick. She's gonna kick the bucket. World's ending. She just wants a slice of pizza.
Yeah.
Very simple, very clear cut. I admire that.
Yeah.
Right.
And it doesn't need to be more complicated.
It doesn't need to be any more fucking complicated.
And you empathize with it. And
you're
empathize with that too.
Yeah.
I just want a piece of. I was like, you know what? I'm eating pizza right now, and I feel you, girl. I feel you.
Like it's such a good. It was such a good conceit to go to make the main character basically already have an expiration date, so to speak, and to like deal with all the gray area around that. yeah, like the simple need for the only thing driving her is her need for a slice of pizza. Well, to, you know, family nostalgia and all of that, and remembrance, but the need for a slice of pizza. And I was like, yeah, like, well,
the whole thing is predicated on her going to
the
New
city
York
so that she can get a slice of fucking pizza. Yeah. And like, she's like, I don't fucking care that the world is ending. I want my slice of fucking pizza.
She already knows she's gonna die.
Exactly. I think it was great. It's such a great idea.
They can't take anything away from her.
Yeah.
Because it's already gone.
Yeah. She's already got nothing to lose. Yeah.
So she's just like, you know what? I might as well just get the one thing that I want.
Yeah.
Right. And I fucking loved it. I loved that. And go ahead, James.
No, I was just to your point of saying, like, you know, like it was emotional, and to that, I think, Dave, you said it when Tony was talking about infested. It was effective.
Yeah.
Effective is like that. The moment you said it was like, yes, that's the word for also day one. Effective. Like it was like a precision laser of effective movie making. Like it will, I don't know, if you don't have some sort of emotional feeling from this movie, you're fucking dead inside. Like I don't know what else to tell you, whether you're latching on to someone who's terminally ill and wants a slice of pizza, a guy who's missing his entire family because they're in London and he's stuck in New York, or a cat. You get to feel something here. You can't not. Like it's this.
He was a good boy.
I was so emotionally attached to that fucking cat.
So was I.
And I was not prepared for it.
I cried straight up multiple times.
I feel you. You're soft, but I feel you.
Yeah, well, it was really the scene that got me is when she, well, fuck, I don't know.
Okay, yeah. I get it. I get what scene it was.
Yeah. That towards the ending is what really got me.
I know
exactly what really got
right
to
when
me.
You were stuttering over it. I was like, I know exactly what you're talking about.
The ending of it really, really fucked me, and like made me start openly crying. Prior to that was a lot of it was just like, but where's the cat? Where's the cat? Where's this fucking cat? Where the fuck is this cat? It better be okay. Like I was not prepared to lose Frodo.
I prepped Tony beforehand. I was like, the cat doesn't die.
Oh,
and we can prep.
good.
We can prep. We can prep all the listeners.
The
cat does not die.
Yeah,
but there were moments in it where I was just like, the filmmakers may have thought that we forgot about the cat, but I sure as fuck did not forget about him.
No,
you may not have shown
third character.
I was like, you have not shown him yet.
Yes,
and I want to know where the fuck this cat is.
Yes. And it was played by two cats. One was named Schnitzel, and I'll never forget that fact. But also, to my point of my review that I left on Letterboxd, why the fuck is this cat not credited on Letterboxd?
He was. They had
Did they update it?
No, they updated it to take it off. But like the first day, there was definitely 2 spots for the cat.
No, that's unacceptable to take it off. He's he's in the cast. He is the main character. Like, the B storyline is the cat. Like,
yeah.
What do you mean he doesn't count as cast? That's absolutely cast. Get the fuck out of here.
I get you. The gentleman from part 2, I can never say his name. You know how to say his name.
Jimon Hunsu.
Him.
Yeah.
What did you think of inserting him into the mix? Because they definitely inserted him into the mix on purpose.
Yeah.
And like what happens with him is kind of like you already know what's going to happen with him.
Yeah. To Tony's point, after we saw the movie, because Tony and I got to see it together, which was fun.
Oh.
I think the way you were like, oh, this guy's here.
Yeah, I did one of those Leo DiCaprio snaps and then pointed at the screen.
Yeah. I'll cut to you for what's your opinion on it?
Because I feel like that's the only piece that's kind of like a thread from the movies other than the concept.
Yes. Yeah.
So I don't really remember the second one, so I can't really speak to that.
Okay.
They just kind of shoehorn them into the ending.
Okay. But I feel like it's like kind of like it's like a catalyst that like this is something serious, right? Because there's that moment, right, on the rooftop.
Yeah.
right? Where it's like
Yeah.
kind of like that, like, you know, like whatever morals you had, they don't exist
The
anymore.
need to survive
It's
is greater.
the need for and it really like hones in on that like survival aspect of this, because this is very much a survival movie.
Yep.
Right. And it's all about surviving and what you will do to survive.
Yeah.
And I think that his character is something that really drives home that theme in this movie.
I don't know if you needed him though. You could have just had anybody.
You could have had it with everyone, and that's why I'm saying I don't really remember the second one, so I don't really understand his significance. But like, I think that's what they were trying to do. They were just trying to bridge and like connect them.
In so many words, they go to an island. They end up on an island, and he's kind of like the leader of the island type thing, and they've all come up with a community type thing.
Yeah.
And everybody's just
the commune, right?
Yeah, it's a commune type thing, and everybody's just living their lives.
Yeah.
And then, well, shit goes south.
Yeah.
But that's basically it. He's like kind of like the leader of the commune.
Yeah. Yeah, and shit goes south. But you know what? Even remembering that now, I'm kind of okay with that approach though. First of all, moving him sort of more into a background character of like he's there, but he just kind of pops up sporadically. I think that works. B, him being on a boat and realizing that water is a deterrent, which again is not a spoiler because if you've seen the other ones, you kind of already know that. And then, you know, he has to survive because he has to get to Quiet Place. Correct.
Too.
You know he needs to survive, but even just having that piece where it's like, oh, this works. And then, you know, being on an island in a commune, you can kind of piece that together of like, oh, he learned that from what the fuck happened in New York. So that's why he started like a commune on an island. This makes sense. Like you can kind of bridge that own gap in your mind. And just having him kind of there is like, I don't know, a thread to the other two. Sure. I don't think he like added or took away from anything other than, you get the one moment where he has to question his own morals and then.
Which is a good scene. Don't get me wrong. It's a good scene. And he's a great actor.
Absolutely.
He's not really used effectively in part 2.
Yeah.
And here he's used better, but I also just felt like he just kind of got inserted in just to tie them kind of together, even though I didn't think you really needed it.
You probably could have tossed him away and just made him literally anybody. He could have just not been ᵗᵦᵦᵒ. You could have just put in the family could have stayed. The whole thing could have played out and just not have been him.
Yeah.
And that would have been fine. Because then
you would have gotten the same.
You still would have gotten the same connection. Yeah. It's kind of a useless add-in, but again, like the way they handled him was fine. At least he wasn't like a forefront and like, hey, like he's a big deal.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Did we love Lupita?
Yeah.
Like she's such a great actress. And she's such an emotive actress.
Yeah.
Like,
so I was thinking like just her lean into horror has been
her face
excellent.
Just her face says everything. And to your point, her lean into horror, like this and Us.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Right? Like I'm here for it. Whatever she feels like she wants to do. Yeah. Keep doing it.
She's good in that other one too, right? Little Monsters. Is that what it's called? That one's fun. And she's really good in that.
The school with the school children, right?
Yeah. That one's fun.
Little Monsters.
Yeah. Lupita's she's an excellent actress all around.
Yeah.
So the fact that she crushes it here is nothing short of expected. In my opinion, anyway, at this point. Like
she holds the movie up.
Absolutely. And Joseph Quinn is a good sort of second foil to that of like sort of the opposite of her character in a lot of ways. Similar in ways as well. Like they have a good like sort of like a relationship that grows during the movie too.
Their chemistry really works as like
he's her stray cat.
Yes. Yes. And it's not a romantic chemistry.
No, it's not.
It's a platonic
more
chemistry.
100% friends.
Yeah.
Which I think is needed here. I don't think I would have liked it as much if it was more romantically involved.
Oh, I wouldn't have liked it at all. It's more of the friendship aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah. The camaraderie.
The camaraderie. And like, you know, they're in this shit together and they're just trying to support each other.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I think it also speaks to when you were saying like how great she is. Like and we already said the word, she has an expiration date.
Yeah.
And you're still hanging on everything and hoping she survives.
Yeah.
Even though she's basically has a death sentence.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Whether she survives now or she dies later type thing. Like, it doesn't matter, but you're still hanging on her and you still want her to survive.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you want the cat to survive. And you want Joseph Quinn to survive. I haven't seen Stranger Things, so I would I don't really know this guy, but I thought
Joseph Quinn to survive.
I thought he was pretty good. I understand why the hype around Stranger Things, him showing up in Stranger Things.
Yeah, completely different characters in this.
Yeah.
And
I just
doing
mean
a whole different thing.
Him as an actor.
Yeah. Also, big ups to Alex Wolff.
Oh, yeah.
Because I haven't seen him in time from Hereditary. I guess he was in a couple things. He was in Old and such, but I'm just happy that
he was also in Pig.
He was in Pig. Yes, we did talk about Pig as well.
He was in Jumanji and Oppenheimer. Well, he was in Oppenheimer.
Both? Yeah, he was in Oppenheimer, but everybody and their mothers was in Oppenheimer. That's not an accomplishment anymore.
As long as you're white.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, so
I just knew he was in the movie, or when I saw him, I was like, oh, because he was in Pig.
Yeah. Yeah. But great. I love seeing him. Almost unrecognizable.
That's fair.
From previous iterations of Alex Wolff that I remember in my mind, as sort of like a definitely a thinner faced.
Well, he was more of an adult here.
An adult, and he had a huge beard.
Yeah, usually he's taking on teenage roles.
Yeah,
he's more of an adult here.
Yeah. So that was just kind of nice. I don't know. I liked.
It made me want to watch Pig again, which I wasn't too hot on. I know a lot of people love that movie. I wasn't that hot on it, and I wanted to go back to it because I like the emotional intimacy of this, and I know that's very much
absolutely
what Pig is.
That is Pig.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is, I don't know. I really dug this movie. I thought it was emotionally crippling. It was exhausting at points.
Emotionally exhausting.
Because I think even what I was saying before of the monsters, the rules of this movie universe, and it didn't matter. I was still
invested.
Yeah, completely on the hook. That entire the entire scene where they're walking, the giant mob is walking down the street.
That's a wild scene.
I was beside myself. I was fucked.
Yeah, there's a lot of scary scenes in this.
Yeah, I like
a lot of unsettling scenes.
The sewer sequence.
That's pretty good.
That was.
I think the whole thing is great.
It's great.
The set pieces
into this fucking franchise, and it's still fucking making me go, holy fuck! Good for them. That's
it still feels fresh.
Yeah,
and I thought it was a better movie than the second one.
Yeah,
I liked it a lot better after watching the second one again. I like this movie a lot better.
Yeah. Also produced by Michael Bay.
The other two were too.
Well, that's fun. That's good for them. Yeah, I have nothing else.
It's his company, Platinum Dunes.
Yeah, it's Platinum Dunes. Yeah, but anyway, I have nothing else to really add other than it's fucking great.
Yeah,
it's a good one.
Yeah, I think it's one that should be sought out. I
definitely see it in the theater for sure.
Did you guys like it in the theater? Were people quiet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, except for James with his fucking Reese's Pieces.
Hey, I'm sorry I was snacking. Actually, at one time this is the first time I ever had to go pee in the middle of the movie. Because I forgot to go.
A good time.
I did. I was like, all right, I think I got a moment here that I could go. When they got to the church, I was like, I think I got a moment that I can run out.
You missed absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I didn't think I did. Because when I came back in, I was like, oh, I see what's going on. I was coming back up the stairs, but it was he was he was in the pharmacy by that point, and so it was a dead quiet, no music sort of thing, no score, nothing happening. And I was walking up the stairs and my knee was creaking. It was the snap it usually does every time I take a fucking step. And I was like, oh man, am I is the entire theater hearing my knee just as I come up the stairs? Because it was so quiet, you could hear a pin drop. So yeah,
nice.
The crowd was great. There's just one Chuckles McGee down in the second row that was on her phone constantly, but it was far enough away that it didn't really bother me. But thankfully, no talkers, no loud noises, just some popcorn eating, some Reese's Pieces eating. Sorry,
no, because I saw the first one in theaters, and I had to shush people, which drove me insane.
Yeah, no, because this movie needs quiet.
Yeah, because I've since then, I've seen all of them in the drive-in now.
Oh, sure. That makes
It's
sense.
just a drive-in movie now.
Yeah.
The second one, I didn't have another choice because it was during COVID.
Right.
But
And
this one,
yeah.
I deliberately picked drive-in, and it was some of the dark scenes were a little harder to
On
watch.
a
'cause
drive-in,
it's
I can only
drive-in.
imagine. Yeah.
Like I didn't lose anything. It's just
No,
I probably
it's
would have enjoyed
yeah,
seeing
too
it a little
dark.
better.
Yeah. Definitely didn't have those.
It
issues.
works. It also works in the creepy drive-in.
Yeah. Also,
it
I would
adds,
say
it
though,
adds an
like,
aura to it. So I think it's definitely a movie to just watch with people.
Yeah. If you're worried about people being loud or whatever, go do what either Tony and I did, or go Limax, go IMAX, go AVX. Like do a premium format, because at least the sound is better and usually louder. Like AVX is always fucking
AVX is
turned
great.
up to a fucking 11.
Yeah.
So it usually, and I think the movie does enough to make you shut up, because like all the sound drops away and you're just kind of like stuck there at the edge of your breath, like what the fuck is going to happen next, sort of thing. So,
Well, I guess it's also like you say, the gimmick now.
yeah. Shut the fuck up.
So it's not a surprise that it's quiet.
Yeah. And also Lupita, right at the beginning of the movie, telling me to shut the fuck up helped as well. Did you get that at the drive-in?
No.
Oh,
So she
yeah.
had it. She had a.
Yeah,
an
sure
intro.
thing.
Yeah.
Turn
I
off your
love
phone, sort of thing, and shut up.
I love when they do that. I love the intros.
Yeah, it was funny
so
with
sweet.
with Fall Guys was really funny, because it was just like, I mean, if you can be on your phone, I was like, wow, that's a really interesting stance to take. Just like hide it in your coat. I'm like, is it okay? Like,
At least they're being realistic
for the type of
about
movie
it.
that it is.
But
Absolutely.
they're also being realistic about it because they know assholes are
Yeah.
going to go on their phone. At least they're like,
Yeah.
don't be a jerk.
yeah.
Fucking cover it. Don't fucking hold it up like this where the entire theater can see you on your fucking Instagram.
Don't record the one song from West Side Story directly in front of us.
Yeah. Don't do that.
But yeah, we did get a little shut the fuck up from Lupita right before the movie, so that was nice.
Yeah. Good. We need to do something about the cell phones. I don't know what to do about it, but we
Yeah.
need to do something.
Yeah.
Because there was a guy during Bike Riders too that had a cell phone. And I had to like position myself so I couldn't see it.
Yeah. As I said, thankfully this one was like in the second row, and we were far enough back that like it only once caught my eye, but like still, fuck off. Like, why are you out? Like, again, like her knees were up and she was just like out in the middle. I'm like, I don't need to see you scrolling Instagram. I don't fucking get. Why are you scrolling Instagram? Do you understand the movie that you're watching? How do you have the emotional capacity to scroll Instagram right now?
Fucking Gen Z.
Can't do it. Anyway, recommend, yes.
Yes.
Resounding.
I recommend.
Resounding. I
yes.
recommend.
I recommend.
Go out, see it loudly if you can.
Yes.
Loudly and quietly if you can. But yeah, it was great.
Loud sound, but keep your mouth shut.
Yes. Do you have a new blue?
I got some today, but I didn't get to open them yet.
Okay.
So let's put a pin.
We'll put a pin in that. We're gonna come back.
And
We're gonna
new
have
blues.
to have like, I think, Tony, we might have to sacrifice the Shutter Minute and maybe just do like a best instead of the Mount Worst, so that Dave can have like 7 Blu-rays, because I feel like he's been lacking. It's been like 6 episodes now that Dave is not at a new blue.
Well, when you're not making the big bucks anymore, you got to cut back.
David got the itch.
I know.
Well,
I got stuff.
no, you're not making the big bucks, but we also had to cut some for other reasons. And,
I
like,
know,
we were
I know.
focusing on
You're
other
right.
things. I feel like you have a stockpile of blues still.
I do have some to discuss. And
Okay.
There's one coming that I'm very, very excited
Okay,
about.
so we'll have a Dave Super Blue.
Yes. Next episode we'll have
All right.
some. We'll be chatting blues.
I love it. Do we have anything else we want to share before we wrap up?
No, I think
We'll be back in 2 weeks. Regular, regular episodes.
Well, hopefully we get approved for Fantasia and TIFF.
God, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. They announced ᵃ Blanchett in conversation today,
Oof.
so that'll be good.
Oof, that'll be good.
And I really, really need to get accredited for this. So if the TIFF gods are listening,
Please,
please bring us into the fold, because we would love you so much for it.
absolutely.
And Fantasia, we love you. You already know how much we love
Fantasia,
you. So please
come
ask
on.
us to come back.
Come on, we're your on again, off again partners. Let's go. You can do this.
Did you get the Smile 2 trailer
Oh yeah,
before the movie?
Did I get? Oh
Did
no,
you
I
watch
only
it?
got a Despicable Me trailer, but I've seen the Smile.
We got Smile
I've seen
2.
the Smile 2 trailer.
So
Have you guys seen Smile?
I've never seen Smile.
Ooh.
Is Smile like Smile 2? Because I need to say this. I had a shit-eating grin on my face through that entire trailer, and I just think I'm a bona fide sicko at this point.
It's
because that trailer like made me so unbelievably happy.
It's a nasty little thriller.
Yeah.
I remember Dave telling us that we were supposed to watch it, and we never did.
It's a nasty little thriller.
Also, we talked about watching it after A Quiet Place. When the trailer rolled, we're like, oh, yeah, I gotta watch that soon. I couldn't bring myself. I didn't have anything more in the tank that night. I couldn't throw on another horror movie. I was exhausted.
It's unsettling. Like it goes to some fucked places. It's very
like Smile 2 looks fucking insane.
I'm very excited for Smile 2. I'm very excited. Like I like I like the trailer a lot.
Yeah.
I like the lead actress. It's was it Naomi Scott? Is that her name? I know she's in Aladdin.
Yeah.
She's in Aladdin.
Oh, that's Naomi Scott.
If that's her name, Naomi Scott, I think that's what her name is. And I really like the gimmick of Smile 2, or how it's setting itself up.
Yeah. Definitely.
But yeah, I'm excited for it.
Naomi Scott.
Yeah.
Naomi Scott.
She's a great actress. So I was hanging on everything she was doing in that trailer. And it's just, the first one's fun.
Yeah.
It's fucking unsettling as fuck, but it's fun.
I'm fucking in. I'm so in.
Really enjoyed it.
I really got to watch that first one.
I really enjoyed it. I saw it with
myself for not
I saw it with
it.
a friend of the podcast, Matt Layden, and we had a blast watching that movie.
Yeah, I bet you guys did.
It's nasty.
I'm all in.
Yeah.
All fucking
it's nasty. But yeah, you guys really should watch it. It's fun. I have it on 4K. It's fun.
Nice.
Of course you do.
I'm gonna get to that this weekend somehow.
Do it.
Tonight I gotta throw on Airplane. We've already discussed
we already discussed
this.
this. Yeah. We already discussed this. But yeah, Smile. If you haven't seen Smile, you should definitely watch it well before Smile 2.
Excellent. Will do. That was a good trailer poll that we got. That was
very good trailer.
Woof.
I'm all in.
Yeah. Looks like it. As long as it's as creepy as the trailer, I'm sure it's going to be enjoyable to watch.
Fuck yeah.
At least for the sickos.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's for the sickos.
It's all for the sickos. That's why we run this podcast, really, is all for the sickos.
This is true.
But anyway, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yes.
We'll have more stuff to talk about and hopefully more good news to share and
some more sick and twisted shit to talk about.
Some stuff for the certified sickos. Maybe we should make a new segment that's just called like Sickos.
Maybe.
And we just talk about something just absolutely deranged.
Maybe.
Best man, sicko.
Yeah, we could do that. I like it. I like it a lot.
Hey, I'm just putting out new ideas. If people like it, let us know. Maybe we'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll do it. Or at least in October, you're getting my old Sickos edition.
Oh, yeah. So. Yeah, it's going to be Sick October.
That's, Sicktober.
Sicktober.
That's definitely what's going to happen. But until then, I'm Jimmy,
Tony B,
and Dave.
And we are the Finger Guns Podcast. Thanks so much for listening. Back in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye.